प्रसीदति वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावरण्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नमः गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। भक्त्या विहीना पराधलक्ष्य क्षिप्तश्च कामारितारङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भजामि राधाम् अरविन्दनेत्रं स्मरामि राधां मधुरास्मितस्यां। वदामि राधां करुणावरद्रां ततो न मन्यस्ते गते न कापि। अनराज्य राधा परमोजरेणु अनश्रित्य वृन्दातमिं तत्पदं त्वम् असंभक्ष्य तद्भावगम्भीरचित्तं कुतो श्यामसिन्धूरसस्य वागः। श्यामसुन्दरसिकन्दशेखर स्मिरहासमुरली मनोहर राधिका रसिकमं कृपनिधे स्वप्रियचरणं किं कलिं कुरु। तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे त्वं नयामं शरणन्तिके। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। First of all, I offer my Shastaganand Varpanam, Thousand Lord Sri Paramarajam, Guru Bharapanam, Vishnu Par, Swatra Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan, Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev. Secondly, I offer my Shastaganand Varpanam, Thousand Lord Sri Paramarajam, Rupan Guru Guru Bharaja. I offer my Shastaganand Varpanam, the Olsen Vaishnava Commission. Continuing. Continuing reading from Srila Gurudev's article on the speciality of the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have first described the reasons for Mahaprabhu's advent and how there are 8 unprecedented distinctions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's compassion. First, that Mahaprabhu, that no other incarnation bestowed bhakti upon all. Second, that Mahaprabhu he gives prem, but without considering the qualification of whom he's giving it to. 3, Mahaprabhu he surrendered himself to his mercy potency, the Karuna Shakti. He had complete independence to this mercy potency to distribute this prem to all. And she inundated everyone in this flood of prem. 4, this specific form of Mahaprabhu, he manifests all the different other forms of Godhead, all the different incarnations. And in that way he is actually reciprocating with all the different devotees of all the different incarnations. Means all the parikars of all the other incarnations, they take part in Mahaprabhu's pastime. And he's so compassionate. He's allowing everyone entrance into his pastimes. Krishna, he manifested some few forms, but no other incarnation has manifested any other form but their own. And then Mahaprabhu's compassion is complete and it unfolds fully. Even when he kills the demons, even then Krishna, he gives service to those the demons. He gives them position in his abode. And now 6, saying that Sri Giridhari was inconceivably anxious to deliver all souls. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to meet with his associates, he would inquire from them how all the jivas could be delivered. This included all the animals, birds, grass, creepers, shrubs, and all other moving and non-moving living beings. This is being described in Chaitanya Bhagavata, Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would come together and they would contemplate how we can deliver all the jivas. Nityananda Ashtakam there is said, Nityananda Prabhu, he approaches Mahaprabhu and says, please devise the means how we can save all the jivas in this age, in this fallen age of Kali. In other words, they are always very anxious, always thinking how to distribute mercy. Associates such as Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Prabhu, and Sri Haridas Thakur would reply, through your resounding Harinam Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord, all moving and non-moving living beings will certainly be delivered. You can see in these pastimes, Sri Haridas Thakur, how he is going everywhere, distributing the holy name. Even at the threat of his own, life, Muslim, the Qazi told him, don't chant. Why you're a Muslim? Why are you chanting these Hindu names, Hindu God names? He said, Bhagavan, Ram, Krishna, Allah, they are all the same personality. I said that Kanda Kanda De, Kanda Kanda Hoy Deha Jai Yadi Pran, Tapo Ami Baradana, Hari Harinam. You can cut my body into thousands of pieces, but I'll never give up chanting the holy name. And then they, in order to teach a lesson to Haridas Thakur, to teach others, then they beat him in Bais Bazar, 22 marketplaces. Some people, they speculate, they say, that it wasn't 22 marketplaces, but there was one marketplace that was called Bais Bazar and they beat him there. But no, Acharya said, actually they took him everywhere, all over, all the different marketplaces throughout Nadia, and they beat him. Still he did not stop. Finally in the end they came to Haridas Thakur and there was nothing left in his body, all bleeding, and it doesn't take much to actually. They say that, I think it's like 25 or 30 lashes with a whip, then already the person is like on the verge of death. How much they were beating him. His body was completely smashed, broken. But he still, Haridas Thakur did not stop chanting the holy names. Then they fell at his feet. He said, please die, give up your life. We cannot punish you, then the Qazi will punish us. Then Haridas Thakur said, is that all you want? And he said, okay. Then he sat down and entered into Samadhi, and it looked like he had left his body. And they thought, now he is dead, very good. Don't bury him. Throw him in the Ganga. For Muslims, if you bury them, then they will go to heaven. That's their philosophy. But if you throw him in the Ganga, then he will not be granted this position. And will teach everyone a lesson. This is what you happens when you defy the teaching, Quran and Islam. So they threw him in the Ganga. But by touching the body of the Ganga, then he came out of his Samadhi. And as he emerged from the Ganga, then his body became even more beautiful, more healthy than before. Then they saw him again chanting, moving around like that in a new regenerated form. Then they said, he is Jindafir. He is a living saint. He is Jivan Mukta. He is liberated. He's a liberated person amongst the living. And even then the Qazi and everyone, they said, okay, don't disturb him anymore. When Haridas Thakur was sent to prison, that time also all the prisoners, they were asking him, please bless us. He said, I bless you that you can stay here always in the prison. Then they began crying, what kind of blessing is this? It's a curse. He said, no, I want to save you from Asat Sangha. If you go out into the world, then you will meet with so many people here and there, and you will not be able to peacefully, you will not be able to do your sadhana bhajan. Here at least I am seeing you all together, and every day you are congregating, chanting the holy names. There is no bad association. This is a blessing. The Vaishnavas, I tell that story. That there was one sadhu, he came to one village, and when he entered into that village, then they welcomed him and they respected him and they served him so nicely, everything. Very first class treatment. Very ideal welcome and service. As the sadhu was leaving, he said that I bless you that your village will be destroyed and you will all become beggars and you will be scattered here and there. And they became so disturbed. Then he left, and then the villagers, some of the villagers, they followed the sadhu. Then he went to the next neighboring village. When he entered in that village, they were all low caste people. All these low caste, eating pig, this, that. They saw the sadhu, they were pulling his cloth and throwing stone at him, mud, and pulling his sikha, and abusing, and so many horrible things. And as he worked, he tried to get some water from the village, they wouldn't give him even anything. Then finally, as he was leaving the village, then he turned around and said, I bless that your village will become very, very prosperous. You will all become very wealthy and rich and have so many children and everything. And then he left. Then the villagers from the first village, they ran up to the sadhu and said, hey, can you kindly explain something to us? We served you so nicely. We treated you, we served you with our life and everything, all our wealth. And you cursed us in such a horrible way, saying we will become beggars and our village will be destroyed. But now we're seeing that you went to this village and they did not even give you a glass of water, and you blessed them that you will become rich and healthy and wealthy. And what is it? What kind of behavior is this? And the sadhu said, yes, this is proper. He said, you are so ideal, that your character is so good, that you deserve to, the world deserves to have your association. By staying in one place, you are depriving or cheating the world of your association. If you go here and there and meet with people, then you will teach them also this good character, this noble character, this ideal behavior, and everyone in the world will benefit from your association. Therefore, I have said that, oh, may your village be destroyed and may you be scattered here and there. But these people, they are so low class, they're so selfish and so small-minded, petty-minded, that anyone who comes in contact with them, their life will be ruined. They will become like them also. Therefore, they should just be contained in one place. Therefore, if they get wealth and family and everything very nice here, they'll never want to leave. Therefore, I'm trying to contain this disease, contain these people here in one place. So, Haridas Thakur, he, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, wherever they went, they were distributing this holy name. Advaita Acharya, he tried so much. He saw that, oh, no one was receptive. He was trying to speak the Gita. He was explaining Gita from the perspective of Krishna Bhakti. Like you see Prabhupada's Gita, every purport, you will find the word Krishna, name Krishna there. Doesn't matter what the verse is, he will describe there, Krishna. Somehow he will connect it to Krishna. Everywhere he is keeping Krishna at the center for bhakti, devotion unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. It's very, anyone who read that, they must become a devotee of Krishna. So, it's very beneficial. Advaita Acharya was trying the same also, but no one wanted to listen, no one wanted to hear. And they were only giving impersonal commentary on the Gita, engaging themselves in marrying their cats and dogs and worshipping Durga, all these things. And he tried so hard to distribute the holy name, but whenever he would do kirtan and people would abuse, then he said, oh, only way I can deliver them is I'll call Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to this world, my Lord. If he comes, then these fallen souls can be saved. And if they don't come, then I'll take my Surat Chakra and I'll destroy them all. I'll burn them all to ashes. So, again and again, all these different associates, they tried. They were engaging. Why? Because this is Mahaprabhu's mood. In Padikaras of Mahaprabhu, they have this mood. Like he said, Advaita Acharya, can he give Braj Bhakti? Gurudev Namaste said, yes. Because even though he is Mahavishnu Avatar, he is Sadashiv. Whereas Sadashi Gautami also is in the form of Gopisara Mahadev and Braj Mandal. But still, because he is they are the Mahaprabhu's own Angas, Upangas, Parishads. They all have that mood, that this mercy, this compassionate nature like Mahaprabhu. They all have this deep desire to distribute mercy to others. Therefore, whatever Mahaprabhu is distributing, they are also just extensions of that. They are like Mahaprabhu's two hands. He said that we have one Mahaprabhu, and then there are two Prabhus. One is Advaita Acharya and one is Nityananda Prabhu. They are like the left and right hand of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, distributing this mercy. So this desire, this anxiousness to help all the jivas, this is only found in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But not only Mahaprabhu is found in his associates. You see, very evident. This is the speciality of Mahaprabhu. His mercy, he's distributing in whichever means he can. It's like when Prabhupada went to the West. Then he didn't wait, I'm going to make everyone qualified and preach, distribute Krishna consciousness all over the world. Anyone who came, they chant Hare Krishna, be happy. Immediately, after just a short time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and sending them out preaching here and there. Padmanabha Maharaj, he said he was only 3 months in the movement, then he was sent alone to some place, like I forget where, alone to some city, and they had to start a center. Only after being 3 months in the market. Can you imagine? Alone, only one person going. But Prabhupada, like Mahaprabhu empowered everyone, Mahaprabhu would go in South India, then he would embrace anybody. Then he would give them prem. Then that person would go back to his village and he would distribute that prem to everyone else. That's how it spread everywhere. So when Swami Prabhupada, he went to the West and it was like that. It was infectious. He was so anxious that he empowered everyone as it was on the spot. And immediately, without wasting time, he sent everyone preaching. That's how the movement spread everywhere. This is the speciality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates and his movement. That deep desire to help others, preach is there. Give this compassion. But at the same time, one has to be, there's the other side of the coin is that one has to be compassionate to oneself. You're helping everyone else, but what about your own self? Are you yourself practicing, doing sadhana bhajan? Are you yourself reading the books? Are you yourself making any advancement? That also should not be neglected. Therefore, it said that Kanishtas, they perform prachar, but they have no achar. They're not actually practicing really, but they preach because that preaching is helpful for their own faith. So it reassures their faith, and then they're able to progress nicely. Madhyamadikaris, they don't do prachar, but they do achar. They focus fully on their own cultivation, and they don't spend too much time helping others. They're trying to themselves become serious and develop their own sambandha, their relationship with Bhagavan and Guru and Vaishnava. But then you have the Uttam Bhagavan, he does achar and prachar. He's always established in his own personal conduct perfectly, always doing his sadhana bhajan very seriously, but at the same time he's always preaching at the same time. So Uttam, he truly does achar and prachar. So the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are all Uttam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says in Bhakti Tattva Vivek, in the end, he says any other Uttam Vaishnava from another Sampradaya, if they come to the Gaudiya Sampradaya, they actually are only Madhyam. And if a Madhyam Adhikari from the Gaudiya Sampradaya goes to another Sampradaya, they are like Uttam there. It's like when Achyutananda Swami, Prabhupada's Maharaj's god brothers, when he was preaching, he went to South India. So he was established there, he was preaching in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, all these places. And then he knew how to play like sitar, harmonium, and mridanga, kartal, he was singing. He's the one who created the first Vaishnava, English Vaishnava songbook. And all the first original recordings, Bengali bhajans, all came from him. His cassettes will go back, and the devotees would try to get this cassette and hear. So there in South India, he had one godbrother, his name was Shankar Bittu. Now he passed away like a couple of years ago. So he was always with Achitananda Swami. So he told me that he even learned like how to, he learned the local languages like Andhra and Tamil, just so that when the person who was translating, he could understand enough that they wouldn't make a mistake during the translation. And they would do big stage programs, 20,000 people. And they would preach and go to villages here and there, and they would cook and feed. So he said that he went one time to Udupi. There all the Madhva Acharyas, they were there. But when Achitananda came there, he had a nice body, he was like quite buff, round and shiny. So when he came there, he looked like Madhva Acharya himself, so effulgent. And then everyone was so impressed with him. He could speak so many languages, he could play sitar. Madhva Acharya also, he was like that. He would play sitar and all these instruments. So Achitananda was like that. And they asked him a question like, why is your philosophy called Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva? Then he quoted from this verse from Govinda Satta, this Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokyanti Yam Shama Sundram Achintya Guna Sarupam Govinda Mahari Purusham Tamahapujani. Our philosophy is called Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Why? Because here Shama Sundar's Sarup is called Achintya. It's Achintya Sarup. You cannot conceive of it with your own mind. Only by coming under the guidance of our Gaudiya Parampara, Guru Parampara, can we actually conceive of the Supreme Lord. When he quoted this verse, and they became astonished, they couldn't say anything. And they took a picture. You can see him sitting there and all the other Swamis sitting around there. And he's like so effulgent, he's like in the center, and everyone is like, he's like a swan in an assembly of others. So you can see that even anyone who comes in contact with Mahaprabhu's movement, in our movement, if they go outside, then they become so elevated. Because they have this nature, trying to help others. And because they have this nature, then they ultimately become empowered. Mahaprabhu's mercy automatically comes. All the Shakti comes. And then all that hard sadhana, tapasya, bhajan that you have to do normally to progress, quickly you progress through those stages. Because you are taking responsibility for distributing the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very quickly you advance. It becomes very evident. This is the nature of a distinction of Mahaprabhu's compassion. Not only himself, but all his associates, they also have this deep desire to distribute this prem. Simply by being touched by the air that has mingled with the sound of pure Nam, a person is certain to be delivered. Simply, in other words, the sound vibration of the holy name touches you, you become liberated. Simply you hear the holy name, you become liberated. That is how merciful the holy name is. That is why Haridas Thakur, when he came into the assembly of Gopal Chakravarti, Balaramacharya, the assembly hall of Govardhana, and Hiranya Majumdar, the uncle of the father of Raghunath Das Goswami. That time Haridas Thakur was speaking about the glories of the holy name. Then Gopal Chakravarti challenged, what is this? Simply by chanting the holy name you get mukti. Don't you know that great rishis and tapasis for so many thousands of lifetimes they do hard austerities to achieve mukti, and now mukti is such a cheap thing that by chanting the holy name once or twice that you're going to get it. That if you are right, then let my nose fall off. And if I am right, then let your nose fall off. He challenged. Then after 2-3 days of Gopal Chakravarti, he contracted leprosy and his fingers, everything all began to melt. And he became like ostracized. Like the lepers, they don't let them in the village, but that's contagious, so they send them out. So then he went and he begged forgiveness from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu forgave him. Buddha said because actually he was criticizing the holy name, he was an enemy to the Haridas Thakur himself, that's why Mahaprabhu forgave him. But Chapal Gopal himself, when he committed offense to Srivas Thakur, Mahaprabhu never forgave him, but he committed offense to Vaishnava. So there's some distinction there. So this There, in that, when he was, Haridas Thakur was speaking, that time he said, the holy name is such that it is 100 times more beneficial to chant it loudly than softly. Why? Because all the creepers, the plants, the trees, everyone, they get benefit from that. Those living entities who are unable to chant, then they get the benefit of, they receive the holy name. Therefore, loud chanting is so much better. This is one consideration. And then there was the other consideration that is given by Sanatana Goswami in Hari Bhakti Vilas, where he says that chanting softly to yourself is 100 times better than loud. And then chanting in your mind is 1,000 times better than loud chanting. Because the idea here is that this is referring to someone who is actually doing Manasi Seva within. Internally, who is meditating internally on the pastimes of Radha Krishna and serving. Then for that person to chant softly and in the mind is far better. And then he can come totally absorbed in that smaran and serve. And the nature of Manasi Seva is that whatever you contemplate in this with your mind here, that will become a reality. So as you practice to perform Manasi Seva, then slowly that will become a reality. It's like Prabhuji is saying, it's like Swami Prabhupada, before he went to the West, for years and years he contemplated and he planned and he thought, how will I go to the West? How will I preach? Prepared all his books. And in his mind, he had already done everything already in his mind. And before he went there, everything just fell into place. It was so that Manasi Seva. The Vaishnavas also said, but whenever I do service, always the service is already done by me. Then I just show up and then everything just happens by itself. Already in my mind, I've already cooked everything. I've already cooked all the preparations. I've already done everything, arranged everything. Then when I come to do the service, then everything itself just manifests. So Manasi Seva is actually so powerful. Even in Western philosophies, they have these, some people they say, they say if you conceive of it, then it will manifest by the will of God. So you just mentally conceive of something, and it will come. I forget what it's called. They have a name for it, but they have this philosophy there also. So, they call it the secret, huh? Yeah. So they even say like businesses who visualize their business and they write it down and make a plan and everything. Those businesses, they all become successful. The 10% of the really successful businesses, they all have that plan. And the other 90%, they don't have this visualization and they never become successful. So the power of the mind is actually, the mind is the king of all the senses. It is supremely powerful. People don't understand, but it is true. So if you engage your mind in spiritual activities, then Bhagavan himself, he'll inspire you and he'll also manifest, fulfill all your spiritual desires. So here, someone who, just the sound of pure Naam will deliver anyone. It is a fact that the unprecedented manner in which the Lord's Karuna unfolds through the propagation of loud Shri Naam Sankirtan, as witnessed in the avatar of Shri Gauda, is not seen in any other incarnation. So this loud chanting, this loud Naam Sankirtan, this preaching, this Sankirtan movement, no other incarnation has this. Mahaprabhu is openly, freely, he's distributing this wealth of the holy name, this Braj Prem. Nor do we see that any other incarnation possesses such an intense mood of eagerness to deliver the living entities as does Sri Gauda. Besides Sri Giridhari, no other form of Bhagavan personally taught the living entities of this world how to propagate and practice the precepts and conduct of bhakti. So in other words, no other form of the Lord personally took the role of a devotee and practiced and taught the jivas how to do devotion. Only Mahaprabhu has done this. Mahaprabhu has said that I will come and I will practice and I will teach. If I don't practice myself, then how will others be taught? 7. Sri Giridhari He who relishes ras to the highest extent and who is supremely merciful to all. It is stated in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, Rasik Shekhar Krishna Parama Karuna. Krishna is Rasik Shekhar, he who relishes ras to the highest extent, and Parama Karuna, he who is supremely merciful to all. When we reflect upon this, we can see that it is indeed true that Krishna is Rasik, an enjoyer of ras, and Karuna, compassionate. Nevertheless, as long as he has not accepted the mood, bhav and complexion, kanti of Srimati Radhika and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can neither relish ras to the highest extent, nor be supremely merciful to all. This is because in his pastimes as Krishna, his three desires remained unfulfilled. It was only in his pastimes as Sri Gaura that he fulfilled and relished them and truly became Rasik Shekhar, the crest jewel of those who relish transcendental melodies. So, it is when, as Sri Gaura, then he truly becomes Rasik Shekhar, because he experiences not only ras from the point of being from Vishai, but he experiences all ras from the point of Ashraya also, as in the mood of Srimati Radhika. And Radhika's mood is only Radhika can experience. Therefore, for Krishna to be able to realize and experience that, then Krishna he becomes complete. Truly Rasik Shekhar. Shri Krishna stole butter, and he also stole the hearts of the gopis. But he could not steal Shri Radha's complexion, or her moods of Madan, Modan and Mohan, which are her very own nature. In other words, these moods of Moda, Moha, Madan, these are inseparable from Srimati Radhika. It's her nature to always be expressing these moods. Her love is always burning very brilliantly and bright. She cannot control. Her love for Krishna is always increasing at every moment. For this reason, Sri Raya Ramananda says, Radha Bhava Juti Subalitam Naumi Krishna Srupam. I offer my obeisances again and again to that Krishna who is resplendent with luster and the intrinsic mood of Srimati Radhika. By granting liberation to the demons, Krishna relieved the burden of the earth, and thus he is Karuna, or merciful. Sriman Mahaprabhu, however, without the slightest hesitation, distributed prem, which is difficult for Brahma himself to attain, even to offenders. For this reason, the superlative adjective is used, and he is known as Parama Karuna, supremely merciful and compassionate. So that love which is even rare for Brahma himself, Shiva, others, without any consideration, Mahaprabhu distributed that. In these songs by our Acharyas, they have said that Vidya Agochar Jeprema Vikar Prakasha Jagata Bhari. It was Agochar, means not visible even to Brahma himself, but Mahaprabhu freely distributed this to everyone. Brahma Radullabha Prem Kori Bhareda, distributed it to everyone. 8. So here Krishna is Mahaprabhu is Rasik Shekhar, but also Parama Karuna. No other incarnation has this to be labeled, a title in this way. Therefore, Mahaprabhu's compassion is unparalleled. 8. An astonishing speciality of Sri Gaur Leela. There is yet another exceptional speciality of Sriman Mahaprabhu's Karuna. Krishna Prem will awaken in the heart of whoever utters the name of Gauranga. He who accepts the shelter of Gauranga will attain Vrindanandam, Sri Krishna, and his associates. One who takes shelter of the land of Sri Gauramanda will attain eternal residence in Braj. Aho, those who drown in the ocean of the transcendental moods of Sri Gaura's love will float in the waves of prem for Shri Radha Madhav, as stated by Narottam Das Thakur. Je Gaurangar Namaloy, Tara Hoy Premaloy, Tara Mui Jai Bolihari. Prem will awaken in that person who utters Gauranga's holy names. I give my heart and soul to him and exclaim, excellent, bravo. Gauranga Sangi Gane Nitya Siddha Kori Mane Se Jai Bajenda Sutapas. Shri Gaura Mandala Bhumi Jeba Jane Chintamani Tar Hoy Braja Bhume Vas. That person who accepts that Gauranga's personal associates are eternally perfected souls, Nitya Siddha, is promoted to the transcendental abode of Brajendra Sutta, the son of the king of Braj. One who knows the divine land of Sri Gaura Mandal to be transcendental touchstone, Chintamani is in truth a resident of the land of Braj. Gaur Prem Rasar Nave Setaranga Jeva Dube Se Radha Madhava Antaranga. Gaur Prem is an ocean of ras. One who dives deep within the waves of that ocean becomes a confidential associate of Shri Radha Madhava. How astonishing! One drowns in the Indian Ocean and arises in the Pacific Ocean. One drowns in the ocean of Gaura Prem and surfaces in the ocean of Radha Krishna Prem. One accepts the shelter of the associates of Gaura and becomes the maidservant Dasi of Srimati Radhika. This is an astonishing speciality of Gaudila. And it was specifically Bhakta Thakur who really established this Siddhanta or this method of worshipping. Bhakta Thakur, he is in his Jaiva Dharma, Chaitanya Samrita, other places, he has described how by worshipping Mahaprabhu, then one would develop naturally praying for Radha and Krishna. And therefore, those who follow in the Bhajan Pranali or the method of Bhajan shown by Bhakta Thakur, Gurudev says, they will attain Sarups both in Gaur Lila and in Radha Krishna Lila. Someone who is only inclined for Gaur Lila, then he will only achieve his Sarup in Gaur Lila. And someone who is only inclined for Radha Krishna Lila, then he will attain his Sarup in Radha Krishna Lila only. But someone who is performing bhajan according to the methods that Bhakta Thakur has shown, then he will achieve Sarup in both Lilas. Therefore, Prabodhananda Saraswati has said that Nara Ararida Navavanam Bhaja Kananaste Nararida Navavanam Bhaja Evadure Ararida Vijasuta Bhaja Nagaraste Nararida Vijasuta Nataveha Krishna. Said that Ararida Navavanam Bhaja Kananaste. Someone who worships Navavanam, the 9 islands of Navadip Dham, then they are worshipping the forest of Vrindavan. And Nararida Navavanam Braja Evadure. But one who does not worship the islands of Navadip Dham, then Braj is very far away from that person. Braja Evadure. They say that Ararito Dvijasito Braja Nagaraste. Someone who worships Dvijasuta, Sri Satchidananda Gaurahari, the son of Jagannath Krishna, then he is a true worshipper of Braja Nagar, Sri Krishna. But Nararito Dvijasuta Nataveha Krishna. Someone who does not worship Satchidananda Gaurahari, then he can never achieve Krishna. And therefore it says that Yatata Gaura Padara Vinda Vindati Bhakti Kita Punya Rashi Tatrata Butsapita Hridaya Kasma Radha Padam Buddhatinam Murashi. To that degree you enter into this Gaur Ras, this Gaurila. You worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To that degree you find yourself drowning, submerged in the ocean of Radha Rasa, the nectar to the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. This is the speciality of our Gaudiyas. Bhakti Thakur has prayed. He said that his song Kabir Gaura Vane Suraduni Tate Hara Re Ha Krishna Bole. He said Kandiya Bhairava Deya Sukha Chari. Said that there in the last verse he's saying that Gaura Braja Jane Bhairana Dekibo Hoibo Bharaja Vasi. Tokon Damer Sarup Puribe Nayane Hoibo Radhara Dasi. That person who sees no difference between the Gaura Braja Jane, associates of Gaur Mandal and Braj Mandal, Bhairana Dekibo, those who don't see any difference, then Hoibo Bharaja Vasi, they become a true Braj Vasi. They are really residing in Braj. And at that time what will happen? Tokon Dhame Sarup Purive Nayane. The Sarup, the true transcendental Sarup of the Dham will manifest to the eyes of that person. And then what will happen? Hoibo Radhara Dasi. Then you will become a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. So, this is the method of worship shown by the followers, the Parika, the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Rupa Goswami. Those who are Rupa Anuga, then they'll worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with Radha Krishna. You can see Rupa Goswami, how much he has worshipped Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's written 3 Ashtakam on Vishnu Mahaprabhu himself, Chaitanya Ashtak, 3 different Chaitanya Ashtaks. Plus, he described the Ashtakali Leela Smaran Mangal, Ashtakali Leela Smaran Mangal Stotra, verses describing the Ashtakali Leela of Sri Radha, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami has described that. One is written by Rupa Goswami, one is written by Vishwanath Thakur. Rupa Goswami has, and many other writings also. Rupa Goswami has glorified Mahaprabhu extensively. All the verses, all the main verses, which the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita revolves around, they're written by Rupa Goswami. His verse, Anarpita Charinchira Karunaya Vitirna Karo, written by who? Rupa Goswami himself. Because why? Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishnam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaha Padantikam. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami who established Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's most inner heart's desire, fulfilled his Manovishta. That is, to distribute this Rag Mal Bhakti through his writings. Mahaprabhu gave him one drop from that ocean of Bhakti Ras. From that one drop, this whole universe has become inundated in prema. Rupa Goswami wrote so many books, then his followers, all the 6 Goswamis, they wrote so many books. Vishwanath Thakur, Baladev Vidyabhushan, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Swami Prabhupada. How much they have written, and how much more is still being manifest. The one drop, unlimited nectar is being distributed. So, this is one of the special distinctions of Mahaprabhu's compassion. That by remembering Gaur Leela, automatically you find yourself drowning in Braj Leela. By developing Gaur Prem, then you develop this Braj Prem, Radha Krishna Prem. And here, then Gurudev describes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's most sacred gift, Parakya Bhav. Also, in the realm of Sadhya, the goal, sadhana, the spiritual practice to attain it, and upasana, the process of worship, the significance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's gift stands as even more radiant and incomparable. Lucid insight into the subject of Parakya Bhav, transcendental paramount love, is found in Sri Krishna Karanamrita, in Srimad Bhagavatam's Ras Panchadhyaya, the 5 chapters describing Sri Krishna's Ras Leela, and in the songs of Sri Chandidas and Vidyapati. However, prior to the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no other Vaishnavacharya had imparted such explicit teachings on Parakya Bhav in regard to Satya and Sadhana. Something was there, but it was not so explicit, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described, has given. Jayadev Goswami in his Gita Govinda, he described this also. But it was Mahaprabhu who specifically emphasized as this Parakya Bhav being the Sadhya Vastu, the ultimate goal, and specifically showed the process, how to actually achieve it, Sadhya and Sadhana. One thing that you know, it's like if you don't know the goal, then you probably won't be able to achieve it, right? If you don't know where you're going, you're traveling somewhere, then you probably won't arrive at the destination. If you don't know what your sadhya is, then you will not be able to achieve it. How will you know what kind of sadhana to perform? So Mahaprabhu established what is sadhya and sadhana. Jaivedama 12th chapter you can see, sadhya and sadhana tattva. Everything has been described. See 8th chapter of Madhya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Rayamrita Samvada. Only discussion on what is Satya and Sadhana Tattva. There is the pran, the very life air of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's one-pointed followers who fulfill his heart's inner desire, Manovishta, such as Srila Sanatana Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, have established in their authoritative books like Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sri Ujjvala Nilamani, and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, respectively, that Parakya Bhav is the only and ultimate conclusive truth, Siddhanta, in the matter of the transcendental goal and the means to attain it. In other words, for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, this is the ultimate goal. To achieve Unnata Ujjvala Rasam Swa Bhakti Shriyam. This means the Parakya Bhav of Braj Bandhav. In the mood of being a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 4 states, Parakya Bhave Ati Rasarra Ullas, Braja Vina Ihara Anyatra Nahi Vas. In Parakya Bhav, in the mood of transcendental paramount love, there is extreme jubilation in Ras. This mood does not reside anywhere other than in Braj. In other words, Parakya Bhav is the jubilation of Ras. Without Parakya Bhav, there will be no happiness, no excitement, no bliss in that Ras. Braja Vadu Ganer E Bhav Niravadi Tar Madhyasi Radhaya Bhavera Abadi. This mood is without limit in the young bride of Braj, in the Brajavadus. Among them it culminates in Sri Radha. Prodha Nirmala Bhav Prema Sarvottam Krishna Madhurya Rasa Aswara Karan. Her mature, immaculate love surpasses that of all others and is the sole cause of her relishing the nectar of Sri Krishna's transcendental sweetness. Sri Premananda Das Thakur has also sung with great joy. This is the song that really describes the special mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When we were singing just now earlier, Emon Sachidanandana Vinay, Prema Boli Naam Ati Adbhuta Shuddha Hoito Karakan. Aho, without the mercy of Sri Gaurasundar, the son of Sachi, who could have ever heard that extremely wonderful word, Prem? Shri Krishna Namera Swaguna Mahima Keva Janaita Brinda Vipiner Maha Madhurima Pravesha Hoitokar. Who else could have told us the unlimited glories and transcendental qualities of Sri Krishna's holy name? If Sri Giridhari had not appeared and described that unfathomable sweetness of Vrindavan, who could have become immersed in the sweetness of that Vrindavan? Keva Janaito Radhara Madhurya Rasa Yasha Chamatkar. Tar Anubhav Satvika Vikar Gochara Chilo Vakar. Without Rasik Shekhar Sri Giridhari, who else could have informed us of the sweetness relished by Sri Radha and of the astonishing glories of her Madhura Ras, amorous love, which embodies the highest stages of Mahabhav, modern, Madan, and other ecstasies. Before Sri Satchidananda Giridhari revealed her Anubhav and divine sattvic transformations, who was able to comprehend the subject? Braja Jebila Rasa Maharas Prema Parakya Tattva Gopira Mahima Vyagachari Sima Kara Avagati Chilo Eta. Without him, who could have understood the transcendental pastimes of Braj, such as Ras Lila and Maharas, the loving affairs and the reality, Tattva of Parakya Ras? Who made it possible to know the glories of the gopis and the limits of their transitory emotions, Vyagachari bhavs? Danya Kali Danya Nitai Chaitanya Parama Karuna Kari Vidya Gochar Je Prema Vikar Prakash Jagat Bhari. O age of Kali, you are most blessed and glorious, for within you Sri Giridhari and Sri Nityananda Prabhu have appeared on this earth out of their supreme compassion. They fulfilled the world with the revelation of such superlative transformations of Prem, which were incomprehensible even to Sri Brahma. Uttama Adhama Kichuna Bachilo Yachiya Dileka Kol Kohe Premanande Emona Gaurang Antare Dhariya Ador. Without discriminating between who is elevated and who is fallen, they embraced everyone and granted this Prem. Sri Premananda says, O brothers, wander in this world, keeping that Sri Gauranga locked in the core of your heart. So who would have known? Keva Jana Edo Radhara Madhurya. Rasa Yasa Chamatkar. Mahaprabhu, who distributed the glories of Srimati Radhika, the Braj Devis, Braj Bandhav, made clear distinction between Raj Leela, Dwaraka Leela, all these different pastimes. Even now, devotees, unless you have heard from Srila Gurudev, people will not understand the difference between Braj Leela and Dwaraka Leela. How will they understand what are the subtle distinctions? How that Vrindavan Shyamasundar is separate from Dwarakadesh Krishna and Makadash Krishna. You only hear this katha from the associates of Srila Gurudev, Guru Padma. You go anywhere other place, if you ask them subtle question, a specific question regarding these things, it will be very hard for them to answer. They have not heard these subjects. There may be maybe one or two sannyasis or somebody elevated Gaudiya Vaishnava to know these things, but for the most part, apart from Srila Gurudev and his followers and who have really understood these things. Gurudev is truly his continuing Mahaprabhu's line. The joyfulness and saturation of extreme sweetness that exists in the speciality of Sri Gaura's Karuna, as she blossoms and reveals herself, is wholly indescribable and incomparable. This absolute sweetness is seen in Sri Gaura's manifesting his own very nature, Sarup, in his purifying of degraded persons, in his bestowing Swabhakti Shriyam, the beauty of his own loving devotion, in his delivering the jivas of the future, in his illuminating the highest limits of the very constitutional nature of the living beings, or in other words, in his revealing the utmost limit of their Krishna prem, in his distributing Nam prem, the holy name uttered in pure love of God, and above all, in his relishing the incomparable loveliness of Sri Krishna. The sweetness of the revelation of Sri Gaura's divine compassion is not witnessed in any other age, nor manifest in any other form of Bhagavan. Therefore, Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati has said, O saintly persons, sadhus, my sincere request is that you place everything else at a distance and develop deep, single-pointed attachment to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Chandra. This deep greed has been exemplified by Prabodhananda Saraswati in his writings. Mahaprabhu gave him the responsibility of what? To distribute Raganuga Bhakti, establish the glories of Vrindavan Navadip Dham. Therefore, in his writings, you see this intense hankering, this greed for this Raganuga Bhakti. Prabodhananda Saraswati Prabhu said this, I'll sell my mother if it's necessary. I can achieve the association of Gauranga's associates. Come to the Dham, be in the association. That is how determined and how much deep desire they have. This article ends here, and tomorrow we'll continue with our reading of Sri Virat Kushmanji. Gaur Premananda Hare 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 Jai Shri Gurupad Padma Ki Jai Guru Parampara Ki Jai Sachinandam Gaur Hare Ki Jai Saparshada Gaur Hare Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Haridham Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan